All right, let's take you back now to Pinetown in KwaZulu-Natal on the occasion of the memorial service to honor the late Nathi Mthethwa. Ziyanda Ngcobo is standing by there with the man who has just given a speech, Ziyanda Ngcobo, and a very impassioned speech. Talk to us a little bit more about what he had to say.
Well, lots coming from our former police minister. South Africa has become Sodom and Gomorrah, he says, and has questioned why the 5 South African police service officials who were meant to leave for France for their own investigations have not done so. He says there might be more to it. But let's bring in Bheki Cele to get a sense of why you started off your speech in that vein, questioning a lot of things surrounding the passing of Ambassador Mthethwa.
Well, I want to make it very clear that this is my ideas. This is how I think. I have not had the position of the ANC on it. I have not had the position of the government, of which I'm not part of it anyway. But remember, that is my environment. I lived for a very long time in that environment of things. How are they followed? How are they done before you make the announcement and all that? The other thing, after we have made the announcement, after we have told people what happened, you don't change now and again. Too many things that have changed. The rooms, the change of times, the change of bookings, where the cell was found, where the cell has not been found, and all that have gone. But the real stuff is when, I don't know the reason exactly why the team led by one of the most decorated detectives, Makashalala is one of the most decorated detectives, were very hopeful. I don't know why they didn't go, but that personally increases all the suspicions.
In other words, you might be falling within the category of those who don't believe he may have committed suicide?
Well, for me, it was too early, it was too soon to announce what really happened. I would have expected the extra kind of investigation. And I would have expected maybe to wait for the delegation from South African police to share these things with them, rather than, because now the door is shut. Even if they go there, I don't know if they, but I know yesterday they were still here. Even if they go there, what are they going to? Going to be briefed by the very same thing. It does look like they are not going to be given an open door to do their investigation and all that kind of stuff. I hope my suspicions, I hope what I think is wrong, what is right is what has been announced, but it will take me a lot of convincing to believe what I have heard.
Speaking of being in the space, you're the former Minister of Police, and ever since the 6th of July, I'm sure you're aware there's been lots of talk about the state of the SAPS, and also, let's start off with many things that have been said about you. Your relationship with Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, how would you characterize it?
Well, there are 2 platforms to talk about that, and this one we're here is not one of them. There is one, and I'm sure I've been touched by my Danga people. I guess they'll be inviting me. They haven't invited me, but the ad hoc has invited me. So those are the platforms, and I know that your channels will be there, come and hear there, and you're not one of those platforms at the present moment.
Are you concerned about the state of the South African Police Service?
Well, it would have been better if things have been done other way, because one thing that is important is that they must remain a team, so that they focus on the job at hand, which is to fight crime and defend South Africans. I am concerned the way things have been happening, but as I've said, you are not one of the platforms where I can talk.
But do you support what Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the KZN Police Commissioner, did by having that briefing?
There are platforms where I will vent that out.
And so you will not be implicated in anything, for the record?
There are platforms where I'll vent the thing out.
So as Bheki Hamilton Cele, You are telling us that you will go to the ad hoc committee in Parliament. Are you willing to present yourself before the Madlanga Commission?
I wish I were there yesterday
Why?
because it's a good platform to say what I'm supposed to say and what I know I would say.
You were there when the Interministerial Committee was put together in 2018. Are you satisfied with how it had been working?
It's a part of Madlanga and ad hoc committee, that discussion, not this platform where I am now.
And the networks, do they exist? The networks, the criminal networks, do they exist?
Well, I'm not an investigator, I'm not a detective.
But you're a former National Police Commissioner
Former national
and police minister.
commissioners are not investigators. That is better said by those that are investigating and they find those things. As I've said to you, that even France would have done better to give the opportunity to investigators, because I always know that things you think are not things that have been investigated and found. What the investigators and detectives are saying now, I would stick by that.
Do you believe there's a confusion of some sort when it comes to the policy aspects and operations and the lines that seemingly, we've been told, have been blurred when it comes in particular to the political killings task team?
That is one of the items to be discussed on the platforms.
I did try my luck there, Xoli. That is former Police Minister Bheki Cele. So he says he's not been invited to the Madlanga Commission, but an invite has been extended to him by Parliament's ad hoc committee. As you've heard, the nature of his relationship with Vusumuzi Katmatala, not the platform. Is he concerned about the state of the South African Police Service? Yes, he is. When it comes to the discussions around policy versus, operations and the lines that are possibly blurred, will not be drawn on that. But safe to say, he has a lot of questions around the investigations and the early pronouncement of Nathi Mthethwa's alleged suicide. He says there are many things that also continuously got chopped and changed, and it's a sentiment that he expressed before the ANC mourners here in Pinetown at the Civic Hall. But insofar as his own role in regarding what is happening in the country, the raids, and the alleged factionalism within the South African Police Service, he says he will ventilate it at an appropriate time within the appropriate platform, but very clear that his comments here today are his own. They're not of the ANC or even, that of a government minister, because he's no longer in the cabinet, as you'd know, Oli.